Welcome back. We're listening to Bassvictim Forever. We're having a jolly good time. It's all a bit different, but in a good way. We're on track 7. I'm sorry, King. Not often I say this, but I would like the songs to be a little bit more straightforward on this album sometimes. There is a really great song under there somewhere, but it's just that little bit too much hidden away. You know, I want a bit of mess, don't get me wrong. I like boundaries being pushed, but yeah, it's just a little bit over the messy threshold. They need to just bring it back a couple. I do like the change in pace halfway through. Good song though, 8 out of 10. Track 8, Wolves Howling. I think that's what I'm after actually. There seems to be less messing about, a nice change in pace. Music that sounds like you've had 10 pints even if you're sober. One of the few more straight to the dance floor records. Got Bjork's about it maybe. I needed a banger and I think this is it. Slow ending which doesn't do much to help it, but overall I'm going to give that a 10 out of 10, first on the album. Track 9, Ike Piano, like this as well. They seem to be at their best when they're not trying too hard to hide the song. This has a sort of old piano dance hall feel, you know, quite spooky in a fun way. It goes to show that he can play as well, not hiding behind the drum machine, and he's a good pianist. 2 crackers in a row, that, best run on the album, 9 out of 10. Track 10, Mr. President, opens up like that Battles song, which, if you know the Battles, you know which one I'm talking about, into that sort of Alex G indie sound. You know, somehow the second half of the album seems a little bit more refreshing than the first, or perhaps I'm just getting used to it. Like an indie Crystal Castles, if you like. Always interesting, but back to maybe a tad too messy. Needs toning down a bit, but not loads, just a bit. 8 out of 10. And the 11th and final track, final song. It's called Great Hook to End, and probably the least complicated track on the album. And I like that, you know, there's a bit of clarity, and that's the way we should go out. Just sound a little bit like the Venga Boys, but hey, I see that's a positive between me, you and I. Yeah, I would have liked these production values a little bit more going through. That track, 9 out of 10. And overall, a mess, an absolute mess for sure. A glorious mess? Yeah, maybe. First listen, I thought on the 10th that mess would connect with me and I'd want it, but that wasn't the case. I wanted less mess. Plenty to love though, and a really good ear for melody. I think they're the sort of band that could produce one of my favourite albums ever. They have the ability, the passion, the musicality, and the talent to be able to do so. But like Ice Cream, this got a little bit sickly after a little while, and 33 minutes isn't long, but it did feel a little bit long by the hour. But I hugely recommend it. I think there's a lot in there to love, and a real impressive, I don't know if it's a debut, but anyway, a real impressive album, and one that I'll be watching because I think they could impress me going forward. 8 out of 10. Please like and subscribe. Sorry that one was a bit rambly.